Hey everybody, it's that time of year where we're going to be buying some people some board games, and sometimes you're going to get to some people who don't normally play hobby board games, but maybe they play Yahtzee or they play like Pictionary with their family or something, but you want to get them a nice hobby game. This is going to be a great list for you for some gift ideas for people who don't typically play hobby board games. The number one game I would buy for people who don't typically play hobby board games is Codenames. Codenames has taken the hobby board game industry by storm, selling tons and tons of copies, and for good reason. It's a really great game. It's simple to learn, it's easy to teach, it's intuitive, everybody knows what's going on. And if you want to get just regular Codenames, that's perfectly fine. But if you know somebody who likes Disney or likes Marvel or likes adult themes or just wants to look at some cool pictures, they have those all. So Codenames, any type, would be a great game to get anybody this Christmas. Another great game would be Splendor. It's really easy to learn. People are going to pick it up real quick. It's really simple to just know, like, I have these gems and they can buy me those cards. Everything just makes a lot of sense. It's really good for anybody. Everybody that I've known that has played this has picked it right up and got right into it. So Splendor would be another great gift to get somebody who doesn't typically play hobby board games. Now, my number two go-to game to buy for somebody that doesn't typically play hobby board games would be Ticket to Ride. I don't know if this one's obvious or not, but the game is just so simple. It makes sense. You collect this color, you play that color track. You need to get from New York to Los Angeles. It all makes sense. Great game to buy for somebody who usually just plays Monopoly or whatever. That's Ticket to Ride. Now this one has really worked great for me and my family, getting my family to the table and playing a nice social deduction game. That's the Resistance. There's so much player interaction between people. There's so much conversation and just total chaos sometimes when you're trying to figure out who's the traitor, who's not, what's the best team to put together. The Resistance is a great game for anybody that just doesn't typically play hobby board games. Now, a great two-player abstract strategy game would be Santorini. This one looks great. It makes sense. There's simple moves to make. Everything just makes sense. And it's a great game behind all of that. People look at it and they just get what's going on. So a perfect game for people who don't typically play hobby board games is Santorini. Now, most families have played Apples to Apples. Now, that game got really old really fast to me. But a great replacement for that would be Dixit. Dixit is the same type of game where one person's going to give a clue, then everybody's going to throw their cards in. Everybody's going to try to figure out which is which. But Dixit has great art. You can give whatever clues you want. Everything is just much better to me than Apples to Apples. So if you know people who like that Apples to Apples game, get them Dixit because they're going to love it. Another two-player game that is just, you look at it and everything just makes sense, is Patchwork. Patchwork is a game where you're just going to take tiles, put it on your board, try to fill up your entire playing area. It's about making quilts, so I guess if you know people who like that kind of stuff, then that might be a hook. But the game just makes sense. You're buying pieces, put them on your board. Whoever fills it up most pretty much wins. That's pretty much all it is, but it's actually a lot of fun. There's a little bit more to it than that, but Patchwork, great game. Now, my last game might be pushing the envelope a little bit, but as long as you can get people to grasp the basic concept of the game, it's all going to make sense, and that's going to be Ex Libris. Now, Ex Libris, you're basically going to have two actions the whole game. You're either going to be drawing cards or you're going to be playing cards. And every time you play a card, you pretty much want it to be in alphabetic order. You're trying to build the biggest library, and there's a couple more things you're going to want to look out for while you're playing the game, but that's pretty much it. You're playing cards, trying to get them all in alphabetic order. There's a lot of fun in the game. Every book that's in the game has a unique name that makes sense for the category it's in. Heck, I even like just getting the cards out and reading the names of the book. They're really funny. But my last game for this list is Ex Libris. Well, there you go, guys. That's a great list of games for you to get as gifts for people who don't typically play hobby board games. The rules for all of these games are simple enough that they're easy to pick up and learn, especially just by looking at the rule book. Or if you know somebody just getting into the hobby that's building their own collection, these would be great games for them as well. So I'm going to put some links for these games in the description below to Amazon. If you guys like to use them for shopping, you can use that. It'll take you right to some of these games if they caught your attention. But until next time, happy holidays, everybody.